Welcome back guys to a brand new tutorial. In today's video we're going to add a ability for users to register, log in and log out in our blog application using Django and Python. Alright, so in the previous video we've added these separate pages for these blogs in our homepage, and now the users currently don't have a way to register, log in or log out on our website. Only way you can do so is going inside of our admin dashboard and logging out and then logging in again and logging as admin user and stuff like that. But we want to have its own register and login button right here in our navbar, so the users can actually do so on our website and not on our admin dashboard right there. Alright, so to create that ability to register, log in and log out users, we first of all need to create a HTML template so we can actually make that front end so the users can actually type stuff in that forms. So inside of our templates folder right here, let's create a new file called register_users.html. And now don't judge me for this, but I'm actually going to copy code from my GitHub for this register_user.html. Also every other view we're going to use in this video for logging in and logging out. So don't judge me for that. I just want to save you time from me typing the code, but rather just copying it and actually explaining every single line, so we have more time to do so. So go to my GitHub right here. It is just all code Jocker, so go to the GitHub and type right there all code Jocker and go to this Django Spotify clone, and yeah, we can go to this main app and then templates main, and we can now actually see this register user.html file right here. So just go ahead and copy all of this. You can also type it manually. I would rather advise you to actually write this code manually, but you can do whatever you want. You have the GitHub in the link in the description of this video. So yeah, right here what we're doing is we're extending this base.html. So right here we have this base.html file we created in the previous video, so that's not new. Right here we have this blog heading. It's not called blog heading, it's actually called what we called it. It's blog title, so it's not blog heading, it is blog title right here. And yeah, we can delete these style tags. Register today, yeah, it's okay, title. Blog body, do we call it body with it, okay. And now for the actual registering part. So right here we have this blog body, which is essentially what goes in the body tag in our HTML. And now we have this form tag right here. And what this does, it has this method of post, which essentially means this is going to send a post request to the server. So if you didn't know, you have get requests and also post requests. Get requests is whenever we want to get something from the server. So for example, to show the homepage, to show this form to register the users. And we have the post method, which is just posting data to the server. So we're not getting anything, we are posting data. So for example, whenever you refresh the page, you're posting data to the server saying, hey, I want to refresh this page, do it. And then we actually get the home page again. So yeah, we are getting this form right here with the method of post. And so we want to send something, and that something is just this username, password, and we're going to talk about it now. So this CSRF token, what this does, it just means preventing hackers from hacking our data. This is mandatory. Django doesn't let you use forms if you don't have this CSRF token, so you have to put it, and it also prevents hackers, so yeah, this is a good thing. And now we have these input fields, which are essentially input boxes where users can type their information about their username, password, and confirming their password to later on register. But one more thing, you have to put this name right here for actually this form to work. So we're using this name field instead of this input to actually get that data that is typed inside of all these input fields right here. So make sure to specify a name field inside of all of these input tags. And just we have this button tag that has this type of submit, also very important to put that type of submit, and just put wherever text you want. I just put register right here. And we can save this file now and go to our views.py to actually make a functionality to register that user. So again, I'm going to copy that code. I'm sorry, really, I don't really like to copy code, but yeah, I just want to save you time. I don't want this video to be an hour long. I just want you to actually enjoy it and to make it as short as possible. So in the views.py, just paste that code we just copied, and we need to, as I can see, import a couple of things. So let's just do that. We will need these three things, I think, and also redirect, just like that. So yeah, you can actually write it. I actually, as I said, recommend you do so. But if you want to copy that code, you can do so on my GitHub. So right here, we have this function called register_user. I recommend you put that _user because, as you can see, Django already has its own function called logins, so you just don't want to have the same names as those two. So yeah, we have this register_user function, and now we are checking if the request.method is equal to post and what it means. So let me put this right here. So as I said, we have this method of post inside of our form, but we first need to get that form. So first the server is showing us this form with these input tags, but whenever we click this button called register, then this form becomes a post request. This form is posted to our server to actually receive data in return. And now we're just right here checking if the request.method is post to actually see if we can access this data, because you can't really get the data if the button isn't clicked. Really, it'll be really stupid to get the data from the user if he didn't finish typing his form. So yeah, we're just checking if this request.method is post, and then we're just getting those information typed inside of those input fields. So right here, as you can see, we have this request.post and then this curly brackets, and then we have this username, password, and password2, which are just these name fields inside of our input tags. So right here we have username, password, and password2. So yeah, you need to actually specify those. You can also change the name of those, call this Docker, and you should also change it right here. But yeah, I recommend you do it like I did. And now we have a couple of validation checkings right here, because you can also use forms from Django, but I actually like this way more because it allows us to style these forms a bit more. But yeah, it's okay. And yeah, we can just check, we are just checking right here if those two passwords match. So if this password is equal to confirm password, if those two passwords match, we can continue on. If they doesn't, we're just printing this password doesn't match. And also we are checking if the username already exists in our database. So if it does, we just don't want to create that user because yeah, it is already taken. And if it actually doesn't exist, we are continuing on. We are creating this user, so we can see this user from this actual Django database model user. So we are creating that and using this username provided inside of our form and also password displayed in our form. And then we are just saving him and then logging him right away. So you can actually skip this step, and you would need to actually go to the login page again to actually log in the user. But I like this way more, since if you already typed the register stuff, I want you to already be logged in. So yeah, we're just printing this for the debugging and also returning him to the home page, but it is not called index. But yeah, I'm just going to change it right away. And yeah, I think we got everything. This is just try and accept. If we get any unexpected errors, we are just printing them and then redirecting user to that same register user page again. And here we are just returning a template. So yeah, we already did those in the previous video. And right here we just need to create a new URL to this. We don't need all of this stuff. We just need register_user. Also view is called register user, and for the name let's put also that. So yeah, now we can actually refresh this page and go to this register_user and see if it works. So we can see it's not really beautiful, but yeah, we'll change it later on or style it. So let's put a username. I'll just type Joker. For the password, I'll put 1 through 8. And let's register. Okay, so we can't see actually if we are registered, but we can check our console and we can actually see that we are successfully registered. And also we can go to our admin dashboard, and if we refresh this page, we can actually see we are authenticated as Joker. So yeah, we can actually see that it works. So we are done with registering. Now let's start with logging in. Alright, so again, I'm going to copy code from my GitHub, but first let's create a new file called login_user.html. And right here, as I said, I'm going to copy code. I'm sorry really guys, but yeah, I'm just trying to save you time. If you don't like this, you can tell me in the comments, and I will start typing this code actually. So yeah, we can actually save this now. So again, we are extending this block. It's not heading, it is title. Logging today, it is okay. And now again, this is form with the method of post, and this is the class for styling. Later on I will add that styling class. So yeah, we have this form with the method of post. So again, we are posting this data to the server once this button is clicked. And again, we have this input tags right here with the names. So again, you need to type them. And yeah, I don't need to explain this. It is almost the same code from this register user. So we can jump right away to this views.py. So again, go to our views.py inside of our GitHub and scroll to this login user. And once I copy that, now we can actually start explaining that. So right here, we created this login_user function. So again, don't use this. Don't just type login, because yeah, it is going to have the same name as this, and you're probably going to get some errors. And then again, we are checking if the button is clicked. Then we want to get those information from those input tags. And then we're just trying to authenticate if the user already exists in our database. And if he is not none, which essentially means if he actually exists in our database, then we want to actually log in him using that information from the input tags, and then returning him to the index page, so he can actually use that use our home page. It's not index page. And then just print the error if there is any errors. And yeah, again, just returning a template if the request.method is actually not post, or rather if it is a get request. So again, save this file and go to the urls.py now, and just you can copy this register user and just change it to be login user. And now we can actually go to this where it is. Alright, so login_user. Alright, we got an error, but I know what it is. So I actually didn't delete this main right here because we don't have a main folder inside of our templates. So again, we can refresh this page, and we can actually see again this ugly looking form. So I'll just type my admin users credentials, so we can actually see if we are logged in as admin. So currently, as you can see, we are still logged in as Joker. And if we try to log in now, it looks like it works, and it does. So we got that also out of the way. Now let's jump to the logout. Alright, so inside of our GitHub, just go to this define logout user function, because we don't need a HTML frontend for logging out. Really, you just want to type a button. We'll have it in the Navbar. Also, I will add Navbar in this video. So yeah, we have right here a function called logout user. Again, don't use just logout, because there is a function called logout, so you don't want to get an error. And yeah, this is really easy. Django already provides you with this logout function, which you just want to log out this request. So yeah, you're really logging out request that user provides, and just printing that inside of the console for the debugging, and then returning that user to the actual index page. We can also return into the logouts, login, and yeah, he can log in right away to the other account if he wants to. So yeah, we got everything. Now we can actually go to the urls.py and just change this login to be logout. Yeah, we got everything. Now we can actually go to that logout page. So log logout underscore user, and yeah, it looks like we are logged out. Now we can refresh this page to actually check it, and we are. Alright, so now I'm going to actually copy those navbars and also styling of our code, so we can actually, so our forms don't actually look like this. So yeah, I'll just copy all of this style, everything that is inside of this styling tag. So yeah, we have it right here. We can go to my static files right here and just paste it right here. But I need to change a couple of things, since we don't have this playlist and stuff, since this is from my Spotify clone project and not actually this blog project. So I'm going to delete a couple of stuff and then come back to you. Alright, I have modified this styles.css a bit, but I can't actually see the changes since my storage is stored right here, and yeah, it doesn't work, but later on it will work. I just need to delete my cookies and stuff, but yeah, I will not do that right now. And now we're going to add a navbar, so scroll until we see this nav tag right here and just copy when it finishes. And yeah, we can now paste it instead of our base.html, so just under this body tag just paste that nav tag, and now we can actually change this stuff a bit. So right here we have this Spotify clone right here. It is not Spotify clone, it is all blog jocker. Alright, and then it is not index, it is actually home page. Alright, also I'll change this to be called home page, and yeah, I think we're good with those stuff. So now for the fun part, so we can see actually this if statement right here in our navbar. So now you're probably wondering, why do we have a if statement in the navbar? So this is because when the user is not logged in, why would we show him this logout URL right here? Because if he clicks on it, it wouldn't do anything. So yeah, we can actually delete this stuff we don't need. So we're using this if statement to actually check if the user is authenticated right here. So actually if he is logged in, we want to show him this logout user function right here and actually make him log out if he clicks on it. But if he isn't logged in, we want to show him this login link and also this register link right here. I'll actually change the position of those two. So we have this register and login if he is not logged in, and if he is logged in, we're just going to send him this logout button so he can actually log out. And yeah, we got everything right there. Now we can actually check it inside of our homepage. So let's refresh our homepage. And yeah, we can see it, but it looks really ugly, so let me change a couple of things. Alright, I found my error for styles not working, so just copy this bootstrap link right here. Yeah, it's good to have this bootstrap right here. It will help with a lot of stuff. So let's just refresh this page. Oh, alright, I've changed this a bit so it doesn't look like you saw a couple of seconds ago. So yeah, now right here we have this homepage, register and login links right here. Since now I'm logged out and I can't actually see that logout link. So let's actually register a new user so we can actually see now our CSS is applied once we added that bootstrap. So right here, let's create a new username. Let's call him Tim. For the password, I'll put my normal password I use for my admin users. And yeah, now we are logged in. So right here, we can see that we have this logout appear right here. And if we click on it, now we are redirected to that login page right here. So now it's actually login to admin user so we can check if it works. And yeah, it does. So yeah, we have done everything. We have registered, logged in and logged out users. And yeah, we can now start adding more fun stuff really. For example, liking the posts, commenting on them and stuff like that. So make sure to stay tuned and watch all of my videos to not miss out on them. If you like this video, make sure to check out the pinned comment of this video. I made a free PDF guide on how to help you pass the beginner stage and escape the tutorial hell. And also, I have got another great video right here on the screen. Make sure to check it out and I'll see you in that one.